Thanks, Wes. And recently, Governor John D. Young Jr. commented on the economy. News Channel 8's Lee Carl in St. Thomas has the story.
Fortunate to be with the governor once again. Governor, what a day.
Yeah, very good day.
Water and Power Authority, waste and energy.
Both all came together in this particular day to address the diversification of fuel sources for Water and Power Authority, and also at the same time to address the long-standing problem of our landfill. So I think it was a very good day for us.
If we can solve those problems, let's go on to the economy. The recession, people are saying the recession now is over, and then unemployment's going to pick up. But how are we doing? Realistically here, how are we doing?
Realistically here, by no means do I think the recession is over. And I think how we're doing here is we're not immune from what's taking place in the United States at all. If anything, the theory of which we always operate under, which is that it's a 6-month lag before we begin to feel it, I think is more true today than it was. Our revenues are down by 30-35%. More people are losing their jobs within the private sector. Some are having reduced work hours. We see it because we have increased financial requests from a lot of the nonprofit agencies, whether it be from the Salvation Army to Bethlehem House, to the reality that folks are coming there for the most basic of needs. So we're still in a very tough position. We're going to have a deficit of over $250 million, operating deficit at the end of this year, which we're going to be able to get past because the Senate approved the borrowing that I requested that they do, which will assist us to avoid having to make more draconian cuts within the private sector, within the government. However, on the other hand, we're beginning to see things move. We're seeing this project here with Alpine. We're seeing the Diageo project. We're seeing William and Punch moving forward. We're seeing certain other projects in St. Croix that have gotten their CZM approvals. I'm very hopeful about the shopping center development that will take place soon. So, we have more ships coming to St. Croix next year. We have airlines that are expanding. So we're at the stage where we're experiencing the same sort of conditions as the U.S. with respect to the short term, but the foundations for long-term growth are being put in place.
Just a quick criticism on the part of many about the bill and the borrowing on the bond bill. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. And what do you say to that? I mean, people are saying, well, you're borrowing on our future.
Well, I think that clearly is a comment that people can make. On the other hand, what we're borrowing is to preserve our present, to preserve families and the wage earners having jobs, to preserve having flowing within our economy. This is a different sort of, this is a different downturn we're in. This is a downturn caused by a housing market that has caused a lot of people to lose their jobs in a very short period of time. The criticism can be there, but what we've done is that we've borrowed in such a way that the burden isn't ultimately put on general taxes. What we've done is because of the strength of the Diageo facility and those anticipated revenues, that we've in essence borrowed against that future revenue stream. We've not borrowed against general taxation. So what that enables us to do is make sure that we can keep the schools open, that we can in fact keep people employed, that our law enforcement stays at the level that it should be staying, particularly at a time when law enforcement activities are very much a concern.
In St. Thomas at Government House, Lee Carl for News Channel 8.
Top Models Contest is in your future. That's up next in News Channel 8. There'll be a huge top model audition for the Virgin Islands, and the top man running the show is none other than our own Alex Simon. And he spent some time with News Channel 8's Wes Small. Let's take a look.
We all know him well. He's Alex Simon, world-known dance choreographer. He's entertained us plenty of times. He's got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. All his shows are sold out, and they're under guard, under wraps. Top secret. You got to be sworn to when you do contracts, all that stuff. But Alec, let's get right to it. First, we're going to be talking about a top model search. First time in the Eastern Caribbean and here in our territory. You always hear about it up in the States and everything. And I believe that's August 29th is the deadline. Tell us about that.
Well, it's a brand new modeling and talent agency that we've been able to, branch off from the Crucian Dance and the Miss Urban Teens entity. It's brand new entity separate It's a different organization. We're looking for models right now, males and females, that we're going to represent, like in the aspects of modeling and the talents of, singing, dancing, acting. We're going to market them, like within the national and the international industry. I have affiliation with Soul Reap Entertainment, which is a record label in New York City that's going to be pushing, our talented singers from here to be able to be signed under that management, and then of course, like taking it from there, and then as well as JG Model Management in New York City. So it's something really exciting because we want to be able to push our beautiful, kids. There's so much talent, just so many beautiful faces that we've never had an agency. For example, New York has Block Agency, which is a huge agency that represents the talented dancers, actors, singers, models, makeup artists. So I wanted to do something, different that's never been done here before, and just see exactly where it goes from there.
And with all these hard economic times and all the violence involved with young people's lives, this is a great way where they can express themselves, because that seems to be the problem. We had Miss Cheryl Francis from Stop the Bleeding say, these kids just want to be understood, and they want to get their message out. And can this be expressed with dance and song?
It can be expressed throughout so many different things. I'm just so passionate about the entertainment industry and the arts, and I just basically just try to induce as many positive outlets for the kids. There's just a lot of things that have been happening, which in my eyes, is not pretty good in the community, just all these negative influences. So we try to just induce the positivity, give them outlets. So if you're a singer, but you don't want to dance, you can still be part of Top Models. If you're a dancer, you can be part of Cruise and Dance. If you want to just focus on pageantry, you can focus on Miss Urban Teens, because we're just doing a lot, and in my whole goal, I kind of ceased and quit my young career, performing in the United States and so forth with Koresh Dance Company, just to come back home and just give back, to the community. I felt that it was the right time to do it.
Something else is also going on as well.
We have the auditions, of course, this Saturday at Cruise and Dance. Well, actually not Cruise and Dance, I'm sorry, at Island Center for the Performing Arts. But the ages from 3 to 8, they can register at Cruise and Dance up until, the ending of this month and so forth. But the ages from 3 to 8, they register. They don't have to audition. From
what
ages
time at Island Center?
At Island Center, it's going to be at 11 to 12:30 for ages 10 and up. 10 to 12, and then from 13 and up, their audition times is from 1 to 2:30, and that's basically just to see their level of placement, so they will be able to place them in the correct level.
All right, and that goes on how many Saturdays?
That's just this one time.
Just this one Saturday?
Yeah, we always have, one audition for the year, and that's basically what we're doing.
All right, your plate is full, because you also have the Miss Urban Teens.
Oh my God, that's
Tell us about that, how that's going.
That's pretty amazing. The U.S. Virgin Islands title right now is going to be held in December at Island Center, of course. But the big, huge international event, which is going to be in July of 2010, we have confirmed, girls that are going to be coming from different parts of the world, different countries, Venezuela, Colombia, Honduras, we even have Russia that's interested in competing in this. So it's going to be the first huge international event, and it will always be here on St. Croix, because my whole thing is marketing the whole tourism, for this beautiful island.
Bringing it home.
Exactly, and just bringing it home.
All right, so how can people get in touch with you now?
They can log onto the website, www.cruiseanddance.org. We're going to be branching off in several different websites as well for each different entity. But if they want, they can also call the studio at 778-9006. And there's plenty of emails, to give out for each organization. But, you can always call the studio, and we're also in the phone book.
Briefly, you were telling me about a surprise, untapped talent you just discovered, a young man.
No, we've actually, been already searching. There's people that have been interested, in looking, to be a part of Top Models. And yesterday, I happened to come across, a young man that was very striking at 17 years old, 6'1". I think he has really, really great potential, to be marketing the runway, the fashion, the print commercial industry. And I spoke to my agent in New York. So this is just one of many others, that will be interested in the agency, what we're doing. So again, they can come out on August 29th, at Cruise and Dance, and be a part of Top Models as far as the model and talent search.
I'm with Alex Simon. Make sure you log on and check all this out, man. He's got some great events for the near future. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.